The top 10 lists gurus have threatened and tried to sue me for revealing to you today. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's video, we are going to show you the lists that wholesaling gurus have tried to suppress from us to show you. These are lists that wholesaling gurus do not want you to know. These are the lists that actually give you the results. The reason why gurus have threatened to sue us, because number one, this is probably the most common one, is because they thought they started wholesaling like 2 years ago, and they thought of a new list in their mind. And they said, I created this. And lo and behold, I do a live stream and I talk about it. And they're like, I created that myself. I'm going to threaten to sue you, and I'm going to try to sue you. Hence, we get letters, angry letters from lawyers. We mentioned to a lawyer a video 4 years ago of us doing that exact list. In some cases, we have to show back all the way from when you started this business of you doing that method. And then boom, the lawsuit usually goes away. Guys, we get hit with so many guru threatens, cease and desists, lawsuits all the time. I've said it before. Gurus threaten me. Gurus' wives will beat them up in my DMs. You've seen it. I've shown you it. Happens all the time. They want us to stop teaching this stuff for free. The reason is because the stuff I'm going to show you today is the stuff behind these crazy $4, $5, $6, even $15,000 wholesaling programs. They're all behind them. And we're going to give you those lists absolutely for free right now and show you how to do it for wholesaling real estate success. So if you're excited, you're ready to go, we're going to share it, we're going to get it, and we're going to show you. Because, guys, we've been wholesaling for a while. We know a thing or two. We've been around the bush. We know every single type of list you can pull, each one that will create a motivated seller, how a motivated seller is created. And we're just going to show you exactly how to do it the right way, absolutely for free. So before we get into it, do us a big favor, guys. If you got any value from what we're going to say today, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment below your questions, and we want to help you become the best wholesaler possible today. And really, most importantly, flex on these gurus, show them who's boss, and give the information back to the people. That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is everybody learned something from somebody. So like, I'd like to tell you wholesaling, a lot of you, like, it's marketed like it was just this great thing that was created in the last 5 years. Guys, dude, it's been around forever. I learned it from somebody. I'd like to take full credit for the list I created in 2003. I'm just here to tell you, somebody else showed me it, or I kind of figured it out on my own, but it was never like my list, even though I was doing it when nobody else was doing it. I think it's ridiculous that people try to make a list proprietary. And like, if I have this new special list, like, so whenever you hear the word secret or I have a trick or anything like that, I'm here to tell you, man, you're just being resold an old technique with a new marketing spin.
And yeah, so that's what we're going to share today. And we're going to have some really new updated stuff on it. And it's just always interesting because I get more lawsuits threatened for me. So I get to add to this list every single year, which is always fun to do. So I'm always excited. So we always tell you about all the list to pull. And then somebody comes out of the woodwork, says, I invented that. And they started wholesaling 2 years ago. But it's always funny. But we're going to get into it. We're going to share it. So without further ado, we got to get you jacked up. Got to get you excited to get in this business. So let's cue the intro and let's go. It's wholesaling time, baby.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Oh yeah, we're ready to go. We're excited. And honestly, guys, we're just going to show you how to pull lists the correct way, the lists that are really they're quote unquote secrets. These are the big secret things that are behind these webinars that we just want to share and really exposing the game in wholesaling real estate and really showing you how to do it for free. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's share it and let's just break it all down. So let's get it going. This is in no particular order, but I ordered it from 1 through 10. No order of how important, but let's talk about number 1, code violations. Now, this seems funny, like I'm making a joke here, but I've gotten threatened so many times for telling people about the code violation list, especially starting out. Never got no one sent me an actual lawsuit for teaching code violations. I got a lot of heat for it. And this was because I was doing code violations 6 years ago. And nobody on YouTube when we started talked about code violations. It was a super secret list. I can't make money off of this, so I'm not going to talk about it. And that was probably the first list that we got a lot of flack on for talking about. And this is basically a list of people that have a property and maybe it's ugly, right? And code enforcement goes around, drives around, looks for an ugly house. Code enforcement is literally driving $4 and looking for ugly houses. And they put it on a list like Santa Claus and they just give you the list.
Or Karen tells on their neighbors and gets shown the list.
Or an old lady or an old person that thinks a property is an eyesore to the community. Yeah. Guess what they do? Slap a fine on that thing. Get it from your code enforcement department. Ask for all open code violations. I prefer ones with tall grass. I like structural damage and mold and mildew on the property. I'm telling you, it's an amazing, hot wholesaling real estate list. You got to be going after the code violations. And I get in trouble for it all the time. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
Number 2, this is a huge one, but this is the garage sale list. Guys, we've gotten attacked on this a lot. There's a lot of garage sale mastery wholesaling courses out here. They're absolutely ridiculous. Drive me nuts, but there are courses out here that will try to sell you on how to make money off garage sales. They'll call it the monkey method, or they have a name for it, right? That they have their own sexy name or spin on it, but what they do is just show you how to go after garage sales. So what is the garage sale list?
Garage sales, oh God, this is so basic. It's basically you get a list of all garage sales in the areas that you farm and you like to do wholesaling. And then it's not what you typically think, is people like, oh, we're going to go there and we're going to try to buy that piece of real estate. No, it's actually kind of the opposite. What you're really trying to target are absentee owners, which are basically your landlords. And when these properties get listed for a garage sale, and you can find them all, they're all online. The old days we used to have to go through Craigslist. And then basically you get that information. And then what you want to do is skip trace and go to truepeoplesearch.com, find the owner, and then call them. Hey, are you the owner of this property? Hey, do you have any interest in selling it? And then either if they're selling it or not, that's when you connect with them, letting them know, hey, I noticed you're having a garage sale on the property. And the key is usually yeah, I know about it, which is you're probably not going to get far, or what are you talking about? I have a tenant in there. They shouldn't be doing that. I go, listen, just not to be the bearer of bad news. I drove by, saw all the furniture out on the side. And honestly, that's the point. If he's ever going to, he or she's going to consider selling it, it's when they have what we call a midnight tenant move out. And when the tenant moves out, usually there's repairs, there's a vacancy, there's no money. That's going to be the opportunity to strike a deal with that seller. And the best way is you kind of befriend them by giving them private information that if you didn't call them, they would have never even known about them. So you actually help them out. So it is a numbers game and you have to sort through it, but you're looking for the landlord owned properties and then you let them know there's a garage sale at their property. And then hopefully you strike a relationship with them and you have first shot at buying the property if they decide to sell it. That's it.
It's a great list. I love the garage sale list. It's free.
You get a lot of midnight move out tenants on it. And that's why it's so valuable. You just want to filter through the ones that are like the chronic, the people in the neighborhood have the garage sale every weekend. And after a while, you just figure out how to do it. And in the old days, we used to mail to them. Now we just cold call them. But you can put this in your rotational list. It's absolutely amazing. I'd like to tell you I invented it. It's been around forever. It just people didn't share it as much as before. And we're all about giving you the information so you can get started and get your best wholesaling deals. So having this on the list, the garage sale list, is imperative. I'm telling you guys, whenever there's a change of circumstance, you have an opportunity to buy a property. Garage sale is probably one of the biggest indicators of people making a change, either them or the tenant.
I agree 100%. Number 3 here. This is the Facebook groups list. I could tell you time and time and time again, there's about 4 or 5 active wholesaling coaches out here that hate my guts solely because I tell you guys how to make money off of Craigslist and Facebook groups. I can tell you guys straight up, Facebook groups, there are courses out there for $8,000, $9,000, $10,000.
It's absolutely insane.
And they market it in every which way, right? And I'm going to get in trouble for even saying this. But guys, this is a method that you used when Facebook groups started.
Yeah.
In like 2011.
Yeah.
Okay. Craigslist, what, 2007? You started 2006. You did like, these are methods he told me 6 years ago. And gurus just, they wake up one day and be like, I invented finding a motivated seller on Craigslist and on Facebook groups. Guys, people have been posting. Oh my gosh. They've been posting, we buy ugly houses on Craigslist and Facebook groups for like over, I think 11 years now.
Yeah.
Like no one invented this, but when I tell you guys how to do it, I get in trouble. I'm the one that is the scapegoat, and people are losing $10,000 coaching programs because I share with you guys how to do this. Literally, all you have to do is just go to Facebook groups, and not like a wholesaling group, but like, you know, a mom's group or like a locals group. So Memphis citizens group, and just say, hey, how's it going? My name is John, whatever. I'm a citizen. Maybe you say some nice things, and then you make a post after you get some traction. And it's like, hey, are you looking to sell your property? I'm looking to buy it for cash, and me and my partner, we pay closing costs and we do it fast, right? And the cool part about this is if you do it enough times, you can get wholesaling deals. And it's a constant rotation of it. You can do this on Craigslist. Like I interviewed Brian Holmes. He's an electrical engineer out of Syracuse, New York. He posted on Craigslist every single day for like 4 months. And then he got an $18,000 deal and then a $21,000 deal after that. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Free marketing, costs nothing. The leads come to you and it costs nothing. And I get in trouble as somebody who is selling, that's sharing people's patented program. I'm like, we buy ugly houses on a Craigslist and Facebook group. It's like, come on. Like,
I think the real reason why they service with papers like that, first of all, you can sue me all you want saying you own a technique. Like you have to prove it, not me. You're gonna have to prove its origins, everything, and I will just rip that apart. Number two, the reality is why you're doing it is because it's screwing up your old school coaching program, and you think you're gonna throw like a wrench in it. So I'm very diverse with lawyers and everything else. It's just, guys, stop trying to own marketing techniques that have been around forever. Yeah, that one we're talking about, someone put like this unique like little phrase on it and like, no, I invented it. I'm like, you didn't invent it unless you invented like Facebook and everything else. Unless you were like in the room with Mark Zuckerberg, there's no way you're going to prove like you ever own that. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. The whole key with Facebook is just to let you know the whole big secret, like a ton of people tried to sell. It's an organic connection. So you guys see in groups, they spam all the time. That's the worst way to ever get a deal. Yeah. The worst thing you can do, because you show your true intentions up front. So if you can organically connect with groups, like I like fishing groups, you like dog groups, stuff like that, and you build a rapport in there, and then you say, hey, you know, by the way, and you can have those conversations. That's it. That was your $3,000 to $5,000 course that was sold forever. Guys, this has been around forever. This is nothing new.
No, it's insane. Like, guys, we invent methods in wholesaling, and then gurus will go try to steal it. I'm not threatening to sue anybody. Like, if the thing is,
we don't.
The information we give out, it goes to the people. Yeah. You know, it's like the guy that invented the polio vaccine. Yeah. He decided not to patent it. He just wanted to give it to the people, basically, so everyone in the world doesn't have to have polio, and he doesn't want to profit from it, so everyone can have it for free. Yeah, kind of like us, you know.
Kind of like the Elon Musk. We kind of bought Twitter and we were revealing the files.
I don't think about that. No, I'm not going to get in that.
That's true.
I'm not going to get in that because on the algorithm likes that one. But I can tell you guys, we invented reverse. I don't want to say we invented reverse drawing for dollars, but the method that we talked about is pretty much the first one. I'm not the person saying I invented it. No, I'm just the first person that said it on social media. So I'm just telling you guys, it's a good method, I think. And the cool part about that is you can use like Chat GPT and just ask it for queries to make. So for example, create an ad telling people that I'm looking to buy houses for cash for a Craigslist post. It'll make one really cool one. Yeah. It'll make one a lot more simpler, and then make 10 or 15 variations of that. Then you can post it every single day. Copy paste, the ad copy is made. Facebook groups, all these amazing things. And you can use AI to do it for you. Now, we have AI videos. Just go to freewholesaling.com. It is all in there. But guys, Facebook groups are an amazing source. Now, number 4, this is one that we've gotten some heat on, but we only get heat on it because, number 1, the only reason gurus give us heat on these is because it actually works. They're making a ton of money off of it, and their students are making a lot of money from it, and they want to keep it a secret because it's not talked about. Number 4, bail bondsman list, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's I found it by accident. I actually had to meet with a bail bondsman to settle up a lien on a property. And then that's when she showed me 4 other properties she had. I wound up buying 2. And now I will tell you that you have to be organic about it. You have to like form a relationship. Most of the bail bondsmen in your town, like these businesses are handed around like generation to generation. So our local ones go back 100 years plus. So they know everybody. And when Johnny gets in trouble or Susie gets in trouble, they use their house as collateral to put up the bond, and they secure it against the property. And then, but the reality is the bond's never really the issue. It just, you find people that are in distress and you try to help them out because they usually have financial penalties and stuff like that. And it's usually mom or dad that puts up the house. And then sometimes they get stuck with the bill. And then if somebody has to go away, then that house usually has to be sold. So it's a great, I love bail bonds. I started like initially with it, but I will tell you, it does take time. You got to build relationships. But guys, bail bonds, number 1 technique to secure any bond is secure it against a piece of real estate. And once they do that, the clock's ticking. Steps have to be taken for them to cure the bond issue. And sometimes if the person gets in real trouble, they have to leave the house. The house has to be sold. The bail bondsman still gets their money. And the reason the bail bondsman wants to work with wholesalers is because they really don't want their house. They just want their fees.
Yeah.
And the best way to get the fees is to get the house sold. So either they're going to take it to a foreclosure auction or find someone like us that will actually either take over the debt or buy the house as is so they can get their lien paid, because they're always going to be in a first position.
Yeah, and it works so well. So if you go to freewholesaling.com, we do share how to use it. It's like a $4,000 mini course you can do on there.
That could be a big course right there.
It's a huge course because it's like you can make it really sexy.
Yeah.
And people see it, they're like, oh, God, we could really make it all nice because number 1, there's no cold calling involved. There's no marketing fees involved. The leads are just right there and they're perfect and no one in your market's doing it. Are you sick of your competition? We could get just go to freewholesaling.com. It's all there. You already know what it is. Number 5, this is a huge one. But probates, right?
Yeah.
Guys, we get attacked all the time. I invented probate real estate wholesaling. I invented I'm like, unless you invented people passing away, which no one did, it's just life.
Yeah.
You didn't invent probates, okay? And wholesaling probate properties, we have books from the 60s and 70s talking about this stuff, okay? So unless you are one of these authors, like I don't want to hear it from you, okay? Because probates are an amazing strategy. And these are the strategies where you make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I get attacked so much. I'm like, I'm the probate master. I'm the king of probates. You got to stop with your stuff. Hey, we get attacked all the time. Guys, we do it for the people. We have people, like I've said, like Benji, who I've showed him yesterday. He made $50K on his first probate deal in Florida. Like, why do I have to deal with these gurus and the flack? Because people like Benji will make $50K from the information we give for free. And I do it for people like him because I know going through all the stupid stuff with gurus is worth it because these people are making so much money. That's why I say it's always worth it. So number 5, that is the probate list. It's essential. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. Number 6 here, this is a huge one. This is the water shutoff list. Guys, the water shutoff list, holy moly. I get attacked on this all the time, but this is a list you get of people that have their water shut off in their county or city. Think about it. If the water's not running in the house, definitely probably not wanting to live in there, right? And it's probably an ugly house. There's probably a lot of just stress going on it. And this is a list you can absolutely pull from free. You can absolutely pull for free from your utility department, and you just get it online for free. Maybe you have to call, send an email, but you can get this list really simple and easy, right?
Yeah.
So freewholesaling.com does have that, but it's an amazing list. I get attacked all the time on it. Kind of similar to like the fire damage property list. You know, it's a free list. You get it from the fire department. The house went on fire, they got in the insurance check, probably don't want to live in it anymore. There's some motivation. There are big profits from that. And we talk to people making $10, $15, $18, $20,000 on their first deal from a fire damage property list. And why I love the fire damage property list is because most wholesalers in your market aren't going after that list. It's super motivated. And there's not a lot of saturation with that list, even if you're in a crazy saturated market. So if you're in Houston, Dallas, Miami, that's a list you should be going after because most wholesalers won't go after it. It's a little tougher to pull, but that means your competition won't pull it. I love that list too.
Yeah.
I saw a guy, he has a fire damage property course. And like, bro, you got to stop. This is my thing. Everyone thinks like, this is your thing. No. All right. I give the entire game out for free.
Yeah. Wholesaling's our game. Like that's it. So it's guys, these lists, they've always been passed down. Do people put extra spins on them? Yeah. Like I put my spin on probate, but like I share it with you guys. I don't hide behind a course and go, you can only get this information if you pay for my course. It's just, I don't know. You guys know how I feel about it. I'm not going to go into it. So
number 7, this is a big one. And this is a recent one I have to talk about. But as of this year, 2023, as of this year, there has been 4 reverse drawing for dollars courses out here.
4.
Yeah. 3 courses, 1 what they call forever webinar. I don't want to expose it, but there's the like what a forever webinar is. It's like, I can teach you a new method that costs basically nothing. No wholesalers are doing it. Leads will come to you. And there's no cold calling. I hate cold calling. SMS is the worst. And you don't have to pull any lists and you don't have to do any of this. No softwares. Just hop on the webinar and I'll teach you this crazy new method. And they put their spin on it. And what it is, it's reverse drawing for dollars. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm still shocked people are doing recorded webinars. I'm going to tell you, like early 2000 and like even late 2000, it was everything. They're like, it's automatic. It's amazing. You'll just sell while you sit on the beach. And I'm just, guys. So now the new trick is people still do these dated webinars. Run if you have a webinar because it's just a sales funnel. Number 2 is they're marketing around this stuff. It's like, you don't even know what you're getting into. All I hear is you're going to get motivated sellers. They'll come pouring in your computer. You never have to do anything. Guys, if you believe crap like that, you are going to just get all your money taken from you. You got to stop buying in these ridiculous marketing pitches. They don't work. Wholesaling's like real work. You actually have to apply yourself and do it. Do you really think there's a software that's just going to load your inbox of highly motivated sellers with $50,000 deals? Because if it was there, I'd already have it and I would have shared it with every one of you guys. It doesn't exist because they never, ever deliver what they promise. They deliver it for the marketing message so they can get your money. And then they're going to highlight the few people that had success with it and the thousands of people that never used it or didn't get a deal with it. You'll never hear from them. And this is the problem with the whole guru industry. Zach, you tell me, in the last year, have you ever seen it worse? The marketing pit. You don't have to do anything. It just fills your inbox.
It's getting worse.
And then now the newest one is, ready for this? You don't ever have to talk to sellers. You don't ever have to talk to buyers. It's all done automatically. And AI is going to do everything for you. Guys, do you believe that? You are going to get worked. That is absolutely nuts. AI will assist you and will help you process leads faster. I agree. But it's never going to close people automatically. And honestly, if I go up against a guy who's using AI, somebody just the other day offered a strategy. He goes, listen, my software will talk to your sellers. You don't even have to do anything anymore. Really? It's just going to talk to your sellers. Guys, use AI to help your business, but you have to be the person that does the connection piece because we are the missing link. It's called human beings. And once we're replaced, it's over. But as long as humans own real estate, you will always need wholesalers, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. So I can tell you this. If you're going out here and you hear a new pitch of a new wholesaling strategy, I promise you, me and Rick have looked at it. They always email me or they always try to message me or reach out to me and they try to get me to promote it. Okay. Every single wholesaling software I've ever seen, the owner has always messaged me, try to get me to promote it. And, they want to do it for free, obviously. And I always look at it and I always look at the back ends.
Yeah.
And if I don't mention it, it ain't good. So guys,
we test everything, guys. And honestly, very, very few ever meet the criteria. So the ones we already have, we use in our business and we've tested for multiple years. And I'm never going to put someone's product on here that has no track record, we don't have any experience in. It's not going to happen.
I agree. So number 8 here is the IRS and credit card debt lien lists. I get attacked on this all the time too. Guys, if somebody's behind on their taxes, their IRS taxes, they're behind on their credit cards. This is an amazing list. Most wholesaling, gurus, most wholesalers in general don't know about this list. But I did learn how to pull a list like this because I started going out here and I kind of looked at my deals after I got them done. And I looked at the sellers and see if they had liens or the public records on them. And the interesting part is you look at the process of wholesaling real estate. What makes a motivated seller? Is there like a certain day that they become one? No, it's a process, right? Yeah. And what I found a lot of these motivated sellers is sometimes they don't pay the property taxes. So it's a tax delinquency. And they don't pay the next year. And then they stop paying their credit cards. And then they're a motivated seller.
Yeah.
The cool part is if you can hit them on any of those, they're already going to be on a list for you. And then boom, you start marketing to it. And so one source I found is people behind on their federal taxes and then people behind on their credit cards.
Yeah.
That doesn't automatically make them a motivated seller. But usually a month or two down the line, then they become motivated. So that's why I love the credit card debt lien list, is because once they hit that list, you might not hit it the first follow-up, but the second follow-up of that list, the third, now they're going to start becoming motivated. And that's sort of the point. It's not like you pull the list instantly and you market to it, right? You get a little time to simmer and it's going to hit it. And that's just another strategy to go after a motivated seller that nobody talks about. It's like another way. IRS debt lien lists, the credit card debt lien lists, you can pull it from public records absolutely for free. It's at freewholesaling.com. Learn how to pull it right there. You know this. You're not paying your taxes. You're not paying your credit cards. You're most likely one to get rid of the property and sell it because you got some equity in it, right?
Yeah. And a lot of people, they freak out at certain processes, meaning nobody likes to get a letter from the IRS saying you owe money, and it usually can create panic, and they feel overwhelmed, and they're like, okay, I got to get this property sold to settle up on this bill. So sometimes it happens with just a credit card bill, sometimes the IRS, sometimes it's the first notice for foreclosure. But along those lists, the further they get along with it, the more they're going to be, in my opinion, more motivated. You just got to find the key points to hit them at.
Yeah, I agree. Number 9, the Zillow for sale by owners list. I tell you, people sell courses on how to get free leads. This is my favorite one. I'm going to sell you a course for $1,000 how to market for no money. And it's like, what? And then the FSBOs are in there, and I get attacked all the time. I never got any lawsuit for it, but I've gotten threatened like crazy for FSBOs.
Yeah.
And it's always the funniest one. It's like,
that's been around since like the turn of time.
Oh, realtors have owned that one. I give that to the realtors, not me. But you just call the Zillow for sale by owner list. They're sitting there, over 100 days old. Call them below the median home price. You just call them up and lowball them. I like to offer at least 70% off the listing price. And I'm telling you, if you give 100 of those offers out, 95 of them are going to say no, but the 5%, 5 of them are going to say yes. And those are $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 deals.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I give the offer knowing 95% of the time, even if I do it the best way possible, I'm not going to get it, right? It's like a baseball player. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Aaron Judge, they don't hit 100%.
Yeah.
They might hit, 36, 40% if they're like the greatest. It's the point, right? You're not going to hit every one, but if you can hit a decent amount of them over time, you're considered one of the greatest, right? And that is the point. It drives me crazy. Now, last but not least, number 10, wholesaling vacant land. Last year, we got a huge spat with somebody because we did a video called Wholesaling Vacant Land.
Yeah.
Somebody tried a patent. They literally tried to, this is the funniest part, but they tried to create wholesaling vacant land as a copy. They try to copyright that.
Yeah.
They try to copyright that term, trademark it as, I invented this. Nobody has ever talked about this. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And they got it through, and we had to go through a whole spat with them, and they didn't win, and we won. We keep this behind the scenes. I had another person. We did a video called Wholesaling Vacant Land 101, and they didn't like that either. They was like, I'm gonna report you. That's what they said, and I'm gonna take your channel down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for saying that? Like, yeah, you can't even say that. I just said that. Apparently, I don't own that trademark. I don't know. But
I don't know. Wholesaling land, I gotta be missing something here,
It's
man.
insane. And that person watches all of our videos.
I know it's okay.
They listen to our land. Hello, hi. They listen to our land wholesaling videos
Mhm.
and then get the information, and then they'll probably try to use some of that information. My guess is to sell it. But
We're selfish for giving out free information.
so it's hilarious.
What's your end game?
But I've gotten people trying to patent words and terms that we say. And here's the coolest part. They try to trademark a word that we'll make. So for example, they'll try to trademark reverse drying for dollars, and then try to hit us with a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Not that specific example, but this has happened before. And guess how trademark works. If you've been saying it and it's been your catchphrase, you actually can use it if someone trademarks it.
Yeah.
So actually, this is a funny term. Somebody trademarked the term virtual wholesaling. Someone actually did that, but they trademarked it, I think, like a couple of years ago. And I've been saying virtual wholesaling for 6 years on YouTube. No, 5 years on YouTube. And so if they ever hit us a lawsuit, lawyers have told us we can actually still say it because we've been saying it longer than they've trademarked it.
Yeah.
And it's part of our business to a point. And so it's fine. So people have tried that. Guys, I'm just letting the gurus know that are watching this. You can trademark anything you say. So you can trademark the name Zach Ginn. But the problem is I've been saying the name Zach Ginn for my entire life. So you'll never win in court with us. Try to trademark anything we say. If we said it first on YouTube, it's technically trademarked. So that's why I love YouTube on it. But yeah, guys, people try to trademark everything we say. Oh, I invented it. You ain't gonna invent
Why
it, right?
just go out there and teach people techniques that actually work? The whole point of like trademarking is like, I'm going to put a wedge between you and the information so you can't get it out anymore. And me and Zach think that's 100% wrong. And I'll take on anybody on that. Like people really think they own everything. Create your own content. That's fine. Like whatever you want to sell a course, knock yourself out. But the reality is you think you're going to attack us with like trademarking a name? Like, dude, I'm on my 21st year. So I can go back in time and pretty much show you. I've learned it from a ton of other people from before my time. And then this is how life works. Do you think we just put on this planet like we figured everything out on our own? Like we all have to work together. Why not share the information instead of hiding these things behind these ridiculous courses?
It's crazy. So I could tell you, and I'll expose a couple more secrets about the wholesaling guru game, and then we'll get some information. But I like doing a little bit of exposing sometimes. So one thing I'll let you know is the only reason sometimes we get hit with guru lawsuits and we're allowed to talk about it, and we are actually allowed to do videos while we do it, is because most wholesaling gurus, when they get hit with a lawsuit from another guru, it's guru on guru violence.
Yeah.
It's very, it hurts to watch, but I call it guru on guru violence, is when gurus will sue each other. I'm not a guru, but gurus will sue each other. And here's the cool part about these gurus. All these gurus, there's some people that actually, they have bosses. And this is the funny part. They have bosses, and they actually sign they're not like that. They're like celebrity endorsement deals where they have to give a percentage of how much they make to their boss, to the company, and the company will fund them, because this is the funniest part. These gurus are so broke. All right. It's so funny that a company will go sign them like a record label. There's actually there's wholesaling real estate coaching record labels. They're like record labels. They'll sign you. They'll give you money up front because you make no money. And then they'll fund your YouTube channel. And then they get like a portion of all your guru sales. And it's hilarious. And then when you sign that, you say like, I agree not to talk about this. I agree to say this only. I agree not to say these curse words. I agree to only say this curse word, not this one. And they get managed. It's hilarious. And they have scripts, lines, teleprompters, all that fun stuff. And I'm not saying who or not all of them are like this, but a good portion of them. And so a guru might sue them. And because they have their boss, the boss say, all right, don't talk anymore for this. And some gurus can't talk. It's hilarious. But I just want to expose that part of the game.
And my favorite thing is when people go, hey, I'm going to sue you. I'm like, obviously, you don't have any experience in this area. So in my experience, and this is for everybody on the live, somebody ever threatens to sue you, I'm not saying don't take it seriously.
We take it seriously.
But people who threaten to sue, they rarely ever do it because they don't know what they're talking about. It's an empty threat for their ego.
Sometimes they go through it. And we've had to deal with that before.
It's the quiet ones that are a little bit like, so like if you threaten someone, hey, I'm going to sue you, it's like and you don't follow through, you completely discredit yourself. And by the way, got a lot of those, and I'm very proud of it because it's like, if you're going to do it, do it. Like, stop threatening it and just do it, because the burden's on you.
Well, I'm not going to tell the guru to sue me. I don't know
No,
why.
I know,
Let's
but
not
like,
do that.
what I'm saying is, when people threaten and it's like an empty threat, it's like, it's a phenomenon in the United States.
Yeah. So I'm just, but the one thing I can tell you is they're all beholden. So the reason why I'm telling you this stuff is why gurus actually sign contracts with companies that actually own them. So I want to let you know that any guru that you listen to, do not listen to them, because most of them actually have companies above them that they have to be beholden to, which means when they talk to you about wholesaling, they have to talk to you on a script. They have to talk to you based on a agenda, and they can't veer off. They can't tell you what they truly believe in things, because it's not what the company that they're signed under wants them to know. And they can't say certain things or act certain ways. Yeah. This is why I want everyone to understand this. When you watch our YouTube channel and you hear me like this, you hear him, we don't sound like the average real estate wholesaling YouTuber. We don't. You know why? We're not owned by anybody. We are independent. We're pretty much, I feel like, the only independent one at this point. And when I tell you something, it's my 100% true opinion and belief. And so when I say screw these gurus, I can say it. Nobody else ever says that, because I'm not beholden to somebody. I don't have a mommy, daddy company that I have to go talk to.
You want to hear a fun fact?
What?
So a lot of the coaching programs, so there's always an owner. Sometimes it's a bigger company, or like it's a person that made a huge investment in it. When they hire all these coaches, they require them to get specialty coaching insurance, because if the company gets sued, the owner wants to be protected and basically burn their ships at that coach. And by the way, it's not cheap and it's expensive. That's an added layer on the coaching that you guys pay the end price for, because their claims are so wild to get you in. And if someone gets upset and they sue it, they end it at that coach right there. They usually settle a claim and they move on. And then each one of these coaches have to pay for coaching insurance. Guys, I never even knew this stuff existed, but apparently it's very, very big. Think about this. You have to have insurance because your claims are so wild. You have a high probability of your company getting sued. So what the owner does, kind of smart, he makes sure everybody that works on the coaching program has an insurance policy. And you think that he would pay for it, right? No, they make each individual pay for it. So I'm just, crazy. If that's out there, like, think about what's going on. So you can ask your person, do you have a coaching insurance policy? By legality, they have to answer yes or no on it. But
so I've told you guys. So the one last thing I tell you is why we go after these gurus so hard, and why is because, first of all, everything they say is completely not truthful what they want. And how do I know half the stuff? First of all, we get the exposed. We talked to a lot of the ex-gurus. The cool part about gurus is they always have 4 partners in their coaching program. And then one of them always gets out, and they always talk to me all the smack. But here's the most important thing I've told you. We've gotten approached from 2 to 3, but technically 2 mainly, big networks to do TV shows, right? They like our chemistry, like our YouTube channel. They want us to be big TV shows, right? And we get in the negotiations, and we're the only ones that don't sign the NDA. So every other person has to sign an NDA. They never gave us an NDA, so we're allowed to talk about this. And we get in the negotiations, and they've said this all before, and I say it again. They're like, okay, show me your team. You don't have enough of these type of people and these type of people on your team, and so you have to add these They wanted us to bring actors onto the show. Are workers, but they have to be actors because they have great personality. And I was like, man, I don't feel like that. It's not going to be scripted, but we're going to give you a push of what you should do.
Yeah. We
have a showrunner. He's going to say what should happen. This property is going to have this problem. We're going to spin it like this. All these things, right? We're going to have a thing where a raccoon goes in the property that night or something like that. It's crazy.
All that stuff's, most of it's pretty much a production.
But
it's
that's
scripted.
not even the worst part.
Yeah.
And so we go through the whole thing, and at the end of it, with one network, after this, they said this. This is the most funny part. You have to sign this too, and this is basically going to agree that whatever type of YouTube content or social media content, we own a portion of that if it's with your house flipping or wholesaling, and any type of thing that we do, we have to approve it. And I said, excuse me, yeah, we have a publicist and you have to bring it all through them. And if you say something we don't like, we have the right to take that thing off of your social media. And I said, screw that.
Yeah.
And so basically what that means is anyone that really has a TV show anymore, are all controlled through social media. Now, I don't know what they signed, but what I could tell you is they're all beholden. So they can't tell you the real truth about a lot of things if a TV network, a big corporation, doesn't want them to do it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of crazy. That's why we love YouTube.
Yeah.
But like, I'm telling you, everything you hear out of a guru's ear, like, it's insane. And now just learning that, and I'll tell you, nobody ever TV network will say something against that. They don't say, oh, that's wrong. No, they know it's right. That's why they're silent on it. And so it's kind of hilarious. But they said, we need some actors on here. We don't like the makeup of your team. We got to switch it over a little more. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And it's hilarious. And so I can tell you is be careful. These gurus are driving me nuts. The whole real estate investing game, it's so fake. And I knew house flipping shows were fake until I actually got
I've always known.
But until I got to the negotiations, I was like, whoa.
They hit me a long time ago, and I didn't hear them out. And then when I sat here and heard you out, here's the core reason why I really said no is we wholesale houses. If I flipped houses, it's not my passion. And honestly, it's, to me, not the greatest path, definitely for beginners to do. So why am I going to go away from what's made me so successful? Oh, but Mr. Rick, you can be on TV. I'm like, I got to tell you, man, more people are on the internet today than they're ever watching the TV. TV, in my opinion, doesn't have the clout it used to have. And it's getting more and more and more diluted because you guys can choose the information you want to consume. So a lot of people in the old days would trade. Okay, if I can be on TV, I'll do that. I'm finding out most of these shows, even outside of real estate, is people like selling their souls just to get on TV. So if I do wholesaling, I'm only going on TV to do wholesaling. Why am I going to start flipping? I'm not an expert on flipping properties. I hate working with contractors and doing all that stuff. Well, that's what people want to see. I go, okay, well then go get those nice, pretty people to do it. And you never get into the numbers. You're never going to learn anything wholesaling watching a flipping show. So
yeah, be careful with that. I don't even get the last part I want to talk about. I don't want to get into it too much. Is we're not even getting to the point of the profits on those shows and how those negotiations switch down, because I'll tell you, a lot of those profits they tell you what the profit is before you even buy the house. It's the funniest part, but I don't want to get into it.
You can't look up the address. You can't verify anything.
Then we get in the dangerous talk. So we're not going to get into it. We don't want to get into the dangerous talks of that, but it's just very interesting. And so when we do a deal, we show you the HUDs, which TV shows don't want you to do because it's too boring for TV.
Yeah.
It's too boring for TV.
Well, give it the truth too.
But it's hilarious. But we're not going to talk about it.
If you get the truth, you're in trouble because listen, the whole TV is about the amount of views. And somehow I think most flipping shows wind up being designing shows at the end of the day. Oh, I feel I want to do this. That has nothing to do with wholesaling, guys. Nothing. We find the deals. The money's always in the deal. If you have a passion for flipping and working with contractors, you have a contractor's license, or you have that design edge, knock yourself out. But I'm not going to be, Zach's not going to be someone that we're not true to heart. I'm not just going to go and do that business full time so I can get exposure on TV. I'd rather just sit right here and just tell you guys how to do wholesaling.
I agree. So, guys, that is it for the top 10 guru list. They don't like it, but it's the truth. So what I'm going to do now is answer some questions. Guys, if you want to learn wholesaling real estate for free, just go to our free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, and we'll talk to you. But it's funny. Julian says gurus acting like they invented wholesaling.
Apparently it was invented like 3-4 years ago by these amazing people. I'm just like, guys, it's been around. Like when I did it, people were telling me it's going to be illegal. It's 2003. Now we jumped 20 years forward with like the same crap's going on. It's unbelievable to me.
Okay. Jeff said, I've worked with senior living communities who give me leads when a senior's entering their facility and needs to sell their home. Also, like my mom, hospice nurses are great sources. What do you think about that? It's interesting.
I mean, as long as he's getting it legally and ethically, I've gotten in trouble. So in the old days, this is embarrassing to say, I used to go knock on like assisted living, like doors and stuff like that. And you can't do that anymore, but I would usually work with the director to find if someone ever had to sell a house. And I got a few deals doing that. I don't think you can do that in today's world, but as long as you're going through the right channels and you're legally getting the information, you're fine. If somebody's handing it to you a back door, you got all sorts of legalities there. So just make sure you're getting the leads with permission, and then you're fine with it. But remember, when you deal with elderly people, you typically want to bring in family or some sort of legal help to make sure the transaction's fair for them across the board.
I agree. So let's do some one-on-ones too. So if you want to hop on, talk to us one-on-one, just go to our free real estate wholesaling mastermind group, our Facebook group. It's called Wholesaling Houses for Real because we wholesale real estate for real. So if you can go on there, just go to Wholesaling Houses for Real and get the link for everybody. And hop on the streamer link. And I'll show you how to do it. Put it in the comments. And here it is. So Wholesaling Houses for Real. It's right here. And if you want to talk, you go right here. And then really all you got to do is scroll down. Boom, right here, featured. Click that, click the StreamYard link, and you get to hop on to us absolutely for free. And we can help you out from the best wholesaler possible. So let's get it going. Vince, what is up?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good seeing y'all.
Oh, yeah, man. What's up? How can I help you out today?
So I got two situations going on. I got a fire damage property I'm going to see tomorrow. In this area, I talked to the owner about a couple weeks so far, on and off, and we reached a number. The ARV in the area is like 425 for that property, and he said it's been a year since the whole situation happened, and he has like several adjusters that came, and everybody's like contractors that came. Everybody is basically giving him like $165,000 repair type deal. So I told him, hey, I did the formula, whatever, and I'm trying to make a big profit. I'm not gonna lie. So I told him, hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. So I told him, hey, we can do 120 and close this within 30 days. You don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z, the stress, X, Y, and Z. So he called me today. He wants to meet tomorrow. He didn't say no to the number yet. I'm guessing we're gonna talk about that. Of course, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I want to leave with the contract. And but my thing is, he asked, he just said an idea, and I'm trying to figure out how to get him away from that idea. He said, hey, what if we be partners on this deal?
Oh, the seller?
Right.
He's not a seller then at that point.
Yeah,
he's a partner.
Yeah, that's kind of a catch-22.
He can partner
right?
with you by selling it to you.
See, this is where most gurus would pitch you and go, well, you can do this novation thing. And I'm here to tell you, like, don't, because the problem is you have to understand that, Vince, how long have you been doing this for now, roughly?
About a year and a half.
Okay. So you have some expertise and experience, and you understand the landscape of how wholesaling works, especially on these types of motivated sellers on fire damage properties. He obviously doesn't. So you two are never going to have a meeting of the minds. You're going to have your own challenges getting in the meeting of the minds of the price. And honestly, I would just concentrate on the price, because like then here's the problem. When you partner up with a homeowner.
Well, I don't want to partner with him.
No, I know. But like you now have a new boss that has zero experience. Have you ever had a bad boss that has like, they don't even know what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's the most frustrating situation you mean. This is the number one reason why I tell people to avoid novations at all costs, unless that's your only method to do it. Because now you got a partner that has zero experience, and they're going to tell you everything they want you to do. And in the end, I've done multiple deals like this. In the end, I always go, just get me out. I just give me my money back. I don't want anything to do with this. So what I would do is focus on trying to find a price that works for both of you. And listen, it's a fire damage problem. I always tell him, listen, this could take years for me to figure out. And he's already taken a year. It hasn't gotten anywhere. So the hard part's over. You want him to enjoy his life, get his money out of this, and take the money and go buy something that works for him. I'm sure he got like some sort of insurance claim.
Question. So I'm trying to do the math here. He owned this property, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said 165 for repairs. How much did he get from the insurance?
That's how much they're going to give him to fix it.
They're going to give him 165.
Yeah.
So does he want to just take that 165 and get anything on the top and leave? Or does he want to get that 165?
He wanted 150 from me.
And what's the ARV on it?
150, and he's going to keep the 165.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's what is the ARV on this?
He says
425.
For what?
425?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Sorry, I gotta do the math in my head here. 425. That's not terrible.
26% discount.
Yeah.
Well, remember, fire damage property, it's going to have
150.
some more built in it.
There's a 110 in there. I mean, honestly, you put the 165 into the repair. I mean, it's not terrible. I think you can play around with the guy and just squeeze a little more out of it. I think you're going to be fine. So if he's 150 off the bat, you could probably maybe get 120, right?
I told him 120, right?
Yeah,
and
so-
he
I
said,
didn't even remember that.
Yeah,
See,
he's thinking it over.
Vince is thinking like me.
So now
I love this.
now he's in the strategy is, so when did you give him that offer, Vince?
yesterday. No,
Okay.
not yesterday. The day before yesterday. What was
What's
yesterday?
going on with it then? That offer.
So he called me today. He said, "Can we meet tomorrow?" And he called me. He didn't say nothing about yes or no to the 120 yet. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm guessing we're going to talk about when I get there. I guess he wants me to see the actual. It's not, the damage is not as bad as I guess we think it is. I guess he's trying to get to. I don't know.
Well, the number's set, so
Yeah, it's
they've
165.
already given you the estimate repairs.
Yeah,
And the reality is that property ain't getting any better while it's sitting there. It's not going to, we know it's not appreciating in this market. And unless he's doing something to protect it, because as the elements get to a fire damaged property, it only gets worse and worse over time. So I would use that as kind of a leveraging point.
right.
And my old technique on this is, so a lot of people get caught in this. You give the offer and they're like, let me think about it. And then there's that awkward moment, like at least you're meeting with them tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was happy about. A lot of people ghost you. This guy wanted to meet the next day, so I'm like,
he's motivated.
Yeah.
I think he's motivated. He's sick of not getting this money and taxes. He already probably had to pay. He's sick of it, man. And this is a good motivated seller. Why does he want to partner up on it? Just
that's
curious.
what I've heard. I dealt with other sellers before that talked to other people that did the partnership thing. So
I think
I know it's common. I heard people doing that before.
It's
between you and me, Vince, somebody probably pitched that to him, and that's why it's in his
well,
head.
that's the problem. Everyone's
I
going
think-
around pitching novations, and it
I
makes
think
you
somebody
struggle.
pitched that to him.
But keep in mind, that would be a disaster. It's guaranteed disaster because, first of all, fire damaged property takes a special type of buyer in the end. Like it takes a special cash buyer. And number two, a lot of times they have the expectations that Vince is going to make this property perfect. And you get that property back, you're looking at a year plus worth of work. And who has to pay for all that? Like we're not in that part of the business. We're just wholesaling.
Let me ask Vince a question. Vince, are you going to put up the $320,000 for a year to renovate the property?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. You're wholesaling it. You can't partner up.
So
Second,
yeah,
I partner up on big flips with you. And it's a lot of work just with one partner that I know and I trust.
we kill each other.
Imagine a
sometimes.
seller like, whoa.
Because they have no, like, other than their initial buy-in, but like then everything's on you. And then they usually want you to get, like $550 for it. It's like, and I'm just telling you, like somebody pitched them for it. So here's what you do. You're meeting with them. The technique I like to use, I just hold, hey, so we're good at the 120. I assume that's why we're meeting. Go with the assumptive. And when he counters you some stupid number, which is probably going to happen, he says, listen, 140, 145. Here's the technique I use a lot of these because you're close. He's motivated. The property's motivated. You just got to do the schmoozing part. I just a lot of times go, listen, I can do 126,000. That's the most I don't have any more money after that. That's what I have. Sometimes when you tell them that's all the money you have, they're like, crap, that's the most I'm going to get out of them. Now, you can go back and change it and go, well, listen, if I talk to my friend's wife, they might give me a loan for that extra 5,000 if you decide to go up to it. But a lot of times they go, listen, I got 126K. Like that's what I have ready to go. I've committed it. That's the most I can do. So by sneaking out like the highest and best offer, but like, here's the deal. You have to make a decision.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you can do, Vince, is while you're on that property, take as much time as you need to have him make a decision while you're there. So I would just say, listen, right before I would give him the upfront agreement again. I said, listen, Nick, I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me. All I ask is we're going to talk today. And I just need to make sure that you're going to make a decision of yes or no before you leave today. Just try it because you can't have him mulling it over for days on again. So he's going to want a little higher number. You can counter it a little bit, but try the low counter because sometimes people, when they go, man, if that's the most he's got, that's the most I'm going to get out of him. And it tends to work half the time. Can you go up in price? Yeah, you can. You go, listen, you call him back the next day and go, listen, I thought about it. I'm just going to go up to the 129.5, and whatever it is. So I'm not putting numbers in your head, but like when he makes, I assume he's going to come in at like a 140 number, and you're going to have to be strong on your counter.
Yeah.
Right.
And you need him to make a decision right then and there, because you just want to get it under contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my point. I was gonna go probably up to like 130 and call it quits. Like not from the beginning.
Yeah.
But 130 would be like my ceiling.
Yeah, that's it. So
and try to slowly break everything down on what we're really about to do, how long this process is gonna take, why the partnership is not the best thing for you and your future type thing. What you got going on in your life, because he told me his whole life story.
Yeah.
So
that's a good sign.
That's really, and I'm hoping that he just say 125 and we good, So, but yeah, so, and then one more thing. What kind of? He said bring a mask. I'm trying to figure out, because I only walked through 2 other fire damage properties.
Yeah.
And first one was like a roof was already gone off that thing. So, and then the second one I just walked through real quick. What kind of mask? Was it like N95 or something like that?
Yeah, you want to be safe. It's probably pretty toxic stuff. It's not good stuff to be breathing in. All right, this isn't. I've been through some burnt properties, but they're pretty recent. It's gonna smell bad.
Usually pretty.
You had drywall on fire. Like, this isn't stuff you want to be breathing in, man. Knowing it's Florida, there's probably gonna be mold, dude. And so it's like, just don't be breathing in mold, man. I mean, honestly, a regular mask might be fine. Like, don't get too much into it. So we have respirators because we deal with legit crack homes, but that's just us.
Suck.
But we do a lot of them.
Things, man.
Remember the one house that had all that, like,
I threw it away. I threw it away after that visit. But like, Vince, so get the proper face gear, whatever it is.
Your health is
do what
wealth,
you're comfortable.
man.
But like when you have it and it's real nasty in there, stay in it. It's going to be hard to communicate. It's going to be hard to point out. You're going to have to be extra exaggerated. But like, that's how you get the best deals. Because a lot of times they go like, I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was this bad. And then I do the opposite. When you walk in a really nice house and it's perfect, I just take them outside, because I'm not going to win that conversation. So accent the problem. So I would have a good mask so you can stay in it as long as you can. And when you go outside to talk to them, whatever, take the mask off, take a few minutes to catch your breath, have your hands on your knees and go, man, what am I getting into? And when he says, listen, so, maybe we can partner up, I go, listen, honestly, I don't know how long this is going to take. And if you think a year's a long time, I don't know what the outcome is. And I don't know if it's even going to be profitable when it's said and done. So that reason, I think it's best that we come to an agreement today and get you taken care of, so I can take however time it's going to take to get this property in the right direction. And that's it. So I think you got a really good game plan. I think you'll be fine. That's
great.
Have fun with the mask thing type of deal. It's like, stay in there till he understands the frustration level. And then that is a lever you can use when you come to the kind of the final negotiation. And then just go, listen, this is all I have for the property. I just can't do anymore, because look, and I do this, I can look around, like, there's tremendous risk on this deal. And the added fact is the market is changing. So most of the public accepts that the market's changing for the worse, not the better. And once again, you can use that as leverage too.
Oh yeah.
You got it, man.
We believe in you, man. You got this.
Okay.
You got the right list.
And then the one last, I got another deal virtually going on right now. So this is the opposite situation where the negotiation went down. We agreed upon a number. The guy wanted the lawyer to look at the agreement. He has a towing company, so I understand where he's coming from. They claim they sent it to the lawyer. I told him it's gonna take 5 to 10 days. This happened last week where we reached the number. I called him the other day. He said he's gonna call me back yesterday. I haven't heard from since. So how do I speed up that process, or is it you think it's a legit thing? Because I didn't send them the agreement with the numbers. I sent them just the template.
Yeah.
You can't rush it. I hate to say it. Like, I would call and just follow up, but you can't rush it. Some lawyers take their own time. Between you and me, But the truth is, you've said this a million times, but when someone's lawyer's looking it over, it's their aunt who went to law school for a year, or like their friend's friend that is a paralegal. It's usually not a legit lawyer. And if it is a legit lawyer, they're going to always find something wrong with their contract because that's why they get paid. Like, no lawyer has ever gotten a contract and said, this is perfect. You're good. Here's $500. Pay me. No, they're like, here's $500. I found these two things. This is why you pay me. They're going to find something wrong, because if they don't find something wrong, then they can't justify charging the person. So that's how it's a weird game with lawyers, but
no, I mean, I agree. It's easier just to send the template, because if you want to change the contract,
smart, though. It was very
and
smart.
then you don't get into the numbers with them, because this is where lawyers stick their noses where they don't belong.
They give their opinion.
If you and the seller have agreed on a price, why do I want the lawyer's opinion? Like, they're not a professional real estate like consultant. They're not a broker. They're not a real estate lawyer. But the minute you try to practice law and interpret anything, they will remind you every second. Mm-hmm. So another technique I do, if you have to go through the lawyer route, is when I talk to the seller, I go, listen, so we've agreed on $150,000, close it within 30 days. And the $100 or $500 deposit, like you're solid on those numbers. So like you and me in agreement on that. It just comes down to the template of the contract. That's fine. Just remind them. So when the lawyer gets in their head, they'll usually go like this. No, me and the buyer have already agreed on the price. And then you don't have to go through that ridiculous argument. It's never the contract. I could care less on the contract. It's when they start meddling their business on the deposit, the purchase price, and the terms. That's where I'm just like, so I talked to someone, what was it? It was on Monday. And he said, well, the lawyer sent it back and they made these 3 minor changes. And I said, as long as it didn't affect the price, it didn't affect your time of inspection or how long you had to close, and it's an assignable contract, who cares? Mm-hmm. Like, just there's some things I can't negotiate on these. When they take your assignability is, it minimizes your options. Now, if you're making a huge spread, you can double close it. But a lot on these smaller ones, they take that assignability, they're throwing a huge wrench into your deal. And you just got to, so when it goes out to a lawyer, just go, I can't move on these things. And then anchor it with the seller. And then that way, when it comes in, you can do that. And it kind of keeps your deal alive.
I agree.
So no other red flags I should look for if he comes pretty much that's it with the template, like. No,
just see what they say. They're going to say something and you just got to figure out what to do.
I just hate when they like, isn't that price a little bit low? I'm like,
yeah, and that's why I didn't want to put the price. I told him
the problem is,
well, I told him I said, hey,
you're fine, man. Yeah, you're fine.
Don't worry, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's always something left when you do that kind of stuff. And
so Vince, if he says, listen, I need the contract completely filled out and you have to send it, make sure you have that conversation with your seller to anchor the stuff that's not going to be non-negotiable with the lawyer. Okay. And that way, when he goes, well, he told me I should get 200 for it. I'm like, well, we already agreed on 150. You were fine with it. What's changed? 9 times out of 10, it's the lawyers or his assistant or the paralegal, he or she, looking up like the Zillow value, because lawyers, they don't understand property values, just like I don't understand the law all the way.
All right.
And my last question, since y'all brought up that 150, he said for the fire damage property, he said he owed 150 on the house. That's why he wants 150. I really don't think he owes 150. I just think he wants 150.
Well, you can look that up. It's easy.
So I saw it on PropStream, but PropStream didn't have anything up on there.
Guess what you're gonna say? If he goes back and says, "Oh, I owe 150. It has to be 150," just say this. Perfect. Guess what we're gonna write in the contract? Seller agrees to sell it for whatever is owed on the mortgage. And guess what? If he owes 110, he's gonna get very, very. He will correct himself very quick.
Yeah, that's true.
And here's the thing. If he owes 150, you're not going to go below 150. You know that. You ain't going to go below that, right? So here's the cool part. You are just going to write that into the agreement and just put price 150, but also make a change on there. We put one, you can write whatever you want on it. I don't know the legal way to write it, but like seller agrees to sell to buyer to 150 as first noted because 150 was what the seller thought it's owed. You can write like, I would probably ask the title company how to say it the right way. But what I would write here is seller agrees to sell to the buyer for the price owed. As of this writing, seller says they owe 150. If it changes, purchase price will change. And I'll tell you, They will shift very quick. I don't think he owes 150. If he owes 120, your closing will be 120.
And Vince, if you want to verify it, it's like, so you got to understand PropStream, all this, that they do estimations. They're not always perfect. So the easiest way to do is go in the official records for that county and look up the recording. It'll be under his last name. And then you can see the recorded mortgage. You'll see the date and it should say the amount. You'll have to guess the interest rate because that's actually on the note. And then just put it in an amortization schedule. This is where you use like Chat GPT to like as your assistant that would just work you through it. So if he bought the property 10 years ago at say 165,000, you can actually go down that chart and see what the principal balance would be 10 years down the road. And you can guess it within a couple $1,000s very, very easily. So if you don't have to get in the weeds on it, but if you want detail, you can easily do that yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's about it, guys.
All right. Well, we believe in you, man. Get after it, dude.
Man.
Okay, Vince. Good luck, man. Let us know how it works out.
All right, appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, next we got CK.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man.
How are you, man? How can I help you out today?
Yeah, what's going on, man? I'm good. So real quick, let me get in and out. So, got a house in Arkansas, 3,000, about at least 25. No, it's 3,000 square feet. ARV is 300,000. But conservative, I'm looking like maybe 280. They got a mortgage on it. It's maybe like 185 and some change. I offered to sell at 190, accepted. But three parties. It's the grandmother the mother who's on the note, the son, that's my contact I'm speaking to, and a daughter. So son accepted the 190. He was talking to the sister. And the sister was like, mom gets Medicaid, all right? So they were saying like, if you sell it, it's going to mess up their Medicaid or something like that. So I was just calling to get some more information like that because I don't know. Because the son says, it's all good, I'll sell it. But the daughter's like, I don't want to sell it to mess up the Medicaid benefits.
Okay, so here's the cool part. You've done your job. Like you found a motivated seller, you've struck a deal. So in basic terms, they're okay with the 190. The Medicaid is the sticking thing for mom, right?
Right. Well, it's really for sister looking out for mom.
Got it.
A couple questions. It's going to be what the cost basis is and then what it's sold for, and then divided by 3 is going to be the income.
Mm-hmm.
And so considering the mom probably is not working, that's why she's getting Medicaid. Is the property homesteaded?
I don't know what that term means.
So you're thinking Florida as usual.
No, it might be Florida. Where is this at?
Arkansas.
It's in
Arkansas. Yeah, let me see if they have a homestead law there.
So in some states,
North Little Rock, I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
North Little Rock.
So in most states, they have they have laws to encourage to help people out when they buy a home and keep it a long time. You get to basically, they can only increase your taxes like either 1 or 1.5%. So like when we get these crazy price spikes like we've had recently and properties double in value, you don't have senior citizens getting hit with $20,000 and $30,000 tax bills. They get their little $1,000, $2,000 bill because, and as long as they stay there, and usually the state's requirement is they reside there, they live there full time, and they have the utilities in their name. That's all you need to do to qualify. And you get usually one property period that you can designate as your homestead. So find out about that. Number 2, you just got to go find someone that will help you solve the seller's issue. So your job as a wholesaler, you found the property. So now you just got to find people on your team that will help you solve this problem. So this is kind of like an algebra problem. I'm not an expert on Medicaid, although I have some experience in it. There is a way to do this deal to where you can buy the property and you don't screw up their qualifications. You just got to find someone that can give you that answer. Now, I don't know if it's a Medicaid attorney or just a straight up like real estate lawyer, but you're going to have to talk to the daughter to find out.
It says here that if the gains are below 250, you should be fine if they've been the primary residence for 2 years. I would talk to a title company, but I am right on that with Arkansas,
Yeah.
where you can get around paying taxes on it, so you don't have to report it. Now, I ask your title company. So do you have a title company you already know?
In Arkansas, no.
Go find one,
Gotcha.
unless it's an
That
attorney
one.
state, and then call and ask, because sometimes how it works is this might screw you up. You have to report it, but it's exempt on the taxes.
Yeah.
And so you got to see which way it is on there. So ask the title company. They'll know it a lot more for the state.
Yeah. So each state in the United States is, if you have some sort of designation as a primary home, you get certain, because most people's houses is their biggest asset and it's most of their wealth. So a lot of times that amount is exempt because it's not taxed and it's not considered a gain. And then long as usually you have to reside there like 2 years, they're trying to get it up to 5 years now, and they might be exempt. So start with your title company and then have them put you with someone that can break down Medicaid to make sure you're not violating anything. And here's your value is if you can help solve this problem, they'll easily do a deal with you. And you want to tell them the truth.
That's
Now,
why I'm trying to talk to you guys.
Once you get the information, you might have to change your strategy a little bit. You might even be able to do like a subject to or something creative to help out the seller. But start with the first route. Find out if that income from the house is going to be exempt from normal taxation up to the certain limits. The title company will tell you that. And then find out if the Medicaid's going to look at that like differently. Because if it's not taxable event, I don't know how Medicaid can look at it as like a gain, because it's their entire life wrapped up in that property.
Yeah, but you can be exempt from a certain amount. So ask a title company. They'll get very specific with the Arkansas law. For federal, you should be fine. For Arkansas, it's a little different. So figure that out and then give that info back to the seller.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, you can put the property under contract and go, listen, we'll make the closing window like 60 days or even 90 days. And if you can't help them figure this part out, you'll release them from the contract. And the only reason you do that is you keep other people from attacking your deal, because it might take you a little bit of time to solve this problem. Number one, find out if they have the homestead exemption type of deal and see if you can bypass that income. Number two is meet with a Medicaid specialist that can help you get that answer, because you're never going to get it. And I don't know it either. Or number three, you could come back and regroup your horses and try a creative financing strategy that basically gives you control of the property without the ownership and doesn't create a taxing liability to screw up their Medicaid. One of the three is going to happen for you.
Okay.
And
call a title company, homestead exemption.
Well, and capital gains for selling the property if it's a primary residence. It's the mom's primary residence, correct?
Yes, they've been there. Mom's been there for 50 years.
So yeah. So explain that and let them do it, because sometimes you just gotta be careful, because some title companies, they love giving 1099s, and so you just gotta make sure it's done the right way. But yeah, ask those questions and then get to the bottom of it, and then give that to the seller, and then help you out.
Yeah, and you need to be the advocate for the homeowner, because I think you're okay on price, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, with the mortgage, I can't really do too much. If it's at like 185, I really can't do too much.
So is there a mortgage on the property?
Yes.
And do you know how much it is roughly?
185 or some change.
If she's on that for 50 years, it's definitely a HELOC.
You could have refinanced or done.
Definitely refinanced.
Like honestly,
yeah, it was. Yeah, they told me it was something. They I forgot what it's called. I think it's a wraparound mortgage, like that senior citizens qualify for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be the SHIP program or HUD. So honestly, I don't think she's getting a lot of money from the house. So from what you're telling me, I don't see where the giant.
Yeah, I don't see a big problem.
The house doesn't. The house is a liability, and so I don't know. You might have to talk to like a Medicaid specialist. I don't like to talk about stuff I don't understand. You've done your job. You just got to go find someone to help you solve and make the family feel comfortable with it. And I think you're very, very close. So just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. And by the way, this is the norm of a wholesale operation. This is why most realtors can't handle this, because they don't know what to do outside of comping a property and getting a title company.
It's true.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking about. Like, if I just sit around and wait on my hands for them to get the answer, then they'll be like, "What I need you for?"
You'll never get it. You'll never get it. And they've probably been in this position multiple times. So you just have to hear what they need and just like I tell you guys, like you have to, price is not an overriding concern with them. It's like, are we going to screw mom's Medicaid up? So you have to 100%, you're going to just kind of have to go out of your way and become a little bit of an expert on it. And then remember, it's not your advice, just gather the information. And then usually sometimes even getting a third party to help present why it's not going to violate their Medicaid might get them over the hump to sign the agreement with you.
Yeah. You get paid in the proportions to the problems you solve. So it's a big problem. Go solve it, man. Get paid for it.
You got a good deal, man. Just keep going. You're almost there.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, man.
Appreciate it.
Good luck, bud.
Oh, all right. Next we got.
Great subject here, deal. If you get that. Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
give him
Thomas.
$5,000 and take over the property.
I agree. Thomas hanging up. Peter.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Sorry if I have a lot of background noise right now. I've been struggling pulling the probate list from North Carolina. It's the website's not set up the same way as it was in Florida when I did like practice run down there. I don't know if you had any tips for that.
Say that one more time. There's a lot of noise.
Yeah. 1 second. So I was trying to do virtual in North Carolina with probate lists, but the website has not been helpful for me. I didn't know if you had any.
Where
luck
in
with
North
those
Carolina?
before. I've been looking in Wake County because I have a buddy who's a police officer down there, so I could get the arrest list pretty quickly.
All right. Yeah, it's getting hard to hear you, man. Call the Wake County clerk of the court and ask.
That works too. I just didn't know if there was a quicker way on the website that you guys had experience in the
Call
past.
them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
just call them and get instructions.
Each one's done differently.
Yeah, you got 3,600 counties. It's brutal. They're all different.
Okay. No big deal. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Ravon.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
I recently, first of all, I want to thank you guys. I recently got one of my contracts signed. Hopefully it goes better. Thank you.
All right, let's go, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So here's a problem though. Okay. So, it's kind of weird. So I recently got this contract, right? It's in Detroit in like the 48, it's in the area code, right? Let me bring it up real quick. So the problem is I have a problem with finding these buyers and all. And another problem is I'm not sure if I bought it, because here's the thing though. I saw when I was looking up the property on PropStream and Zillow, the property is worth around 80,000 to 100,000. And then when I talked to the seller, he's like, I want anywhere from 15 to 20,000. So I negotiated down all the way to 12,000 somehow. So I feel like that might be a big red flag, but I got it signed anyway.
Ravon, we got you, man. All right. Do me a big favor, Ravon, okay?
Yeah.
You have no buyers there, right?
I already have one buyer. I talked to him yesterday. So
Okay, how did that go?
he said he's good. I need to send him pictures. So right after this call, I'm going to call him and then ask him to send the pictures to me. And then once he sends the pictures to me, I'm going to send it back to him.
All right, how much are you looking to sell it for?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what I should say. Should I just ask the buyer how much you're going to buy for this, or
Ask him what his offer is. There's no limit to how much money you can make. You may sell it for 100. My best guess, you're probably going to sell between 30 to 40. That's my guess.
Yeah.
But maybe it's even lower. I don't know.
and
But-
if I don't find any buyers, are you guys willing to buy for it?
Well,
We
how long you had it under contract for?
I just got a contract. I got signed this Monday. So
If you get the deal and it doesn't sell, email support@flipwithrick the deal, and we can get it sold. But try to go through this one buyer first.
okay.
Try
I
the
know.
buyer, but try to
I want you to
get
get paid the whole thing first.
Okay, yeah.
Get it done with you, all right?
try to get a result from them low, because if they're just going to drag on such a low end property, and these low end properties like Detroit, people like good buyers make quick decisions, bad buyers take forever, and what they do is try to obligate you,
Yeah.
and keep you on the hook, and they're trying to figure out if they can ever make it work, and then that way you can't market it to any other seller.
Yeah.
So dude, give the guy 24, maximum 48 hours,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like, just say, listen, I got other buyers, even though you don't, but like, Rick and Zach can be your buyers. And just let you know, I work with people that are very deep in the Detroit community and have buyers lined up. If you have a good deal, I'll have it sold very quickly for you. So
do you have a title company already?
Yeah, I already have a title
Make sure
company.
it's protected. I don't want that cash buyer going behind his back or anything.
Yeah, actually, he's the one who told me that about the cash buyer. I asked him because I remember I was watching one of his videos. He told me to ask your title companies because sometimes they have good buyers. So he sent me one.
Smart man.
And then he sent me a proof of funds. The problem is it doesn't have his name on it. But the thing is, he said, I asked him about the questions like, are you okay with me making the huge assignment fees? Like, yeah, no problem. And then
Ravon,
his
name's not on the thing.
Huh?
Make sure his name's on the thing.
Yeah, there's a reason there's a reason his name's not on there.
Whoa.
He's trying to wholesale it on you.
Whoa.
Just so you know.
Red flag on the play. Flag on the play.
You need listen when you when you guys come to sell your properties, you need all the information. If they leave out one piece, you're being told a lie 9 times out of 10. And they're very good at talking you through it. I would never submit a proof of funds without my company's name on it. Because I can't correlate the two.
Okay.
Ravon, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you have you ever drinking you seem like a fancy guy, Fiji water?
I never I think I drank.
Have you ever had fancy water? All right, let's do this. Have you ever had Coke?
Yeah.
All right. What if you know that you had a nice glass of Coke and somebody spilled a drop of toilet water in there? Would you want to drink that Coke?
Oh, no.
No, and they mix it in. It's contaminated.
Yeah.
Same thing with the cash buyer. It might look all nice, but if there's a drop of something that could be wrong and it's not perfect, the whole thing's contaminated. I don't want it.
Yeah. They leave their name off of it on purpose because they have a plan.
Yeah, man.
And it ain't got your name written on it. And here's the problem, though. Well, Rick, what's the matter if I make a quick 15, 20 grand? You need people to close. And when you start daisy chaining, which is basically what he's most likely trying to do to you, you're not in control anymore. Because once you assign, just hear me out, once you assign the rights to your contract with an assignment of contract, you are no longer in control. So you have to make sure you have all the pertinent information because now they can take your contract and sell it to whoever they want on top of it. And they get really bad with it. And it always starts with a manipulation of proof of funds. Dude, I've been down this road so many times.
This is not bad. Did you sign an assignment of contract to them yet?
No. I just only signed a contract with,
You're protected. Let's do this. I want the best for you.
Yeah.
Ask him to get the proof of funds one more time with his name on it or a letter from the bank. And let's just assume he might have messed up. Let's hope so.
I hope so.
But if you start getting friction like this, then
reach
out to us and we can get the deal done. I want this buyer to be legit, but we want to make sure. Let me ask you another question. Does he have a company that has bought properties in Detroit before?
He said that he has a we buy houses. No, we buy houses. I think he does. He said he bought 12 houses last year. He said he worked with other wholesalers.
Get 6 addresses. Get 6 addresses.
Oh, what do you say?
Get the last 6 properties he has bought in all cash, the addresses.
He's going to give you a spin on it. He's going to tell you how I work with other wholesalers.
Because I got it from my title company, and he said that, a lot of wholesalers love working with this guy, so you should call him up. I'm like, okay. And so the moment he sent me the proof of funds, I'm like, maybe I should trust him, maybe not.
We'll do this. How about this, Ravon? Ask the title company how many properties he has bought with them. That's going to probably help you out.
Okay. My gut feeling is he's the middleman on a lot of deals, which is no problem. Like, I think that's really cool. I'm just telling you, you're getting daisy chain, which means you're probably leaving money on the table. Like if he's going to take that out.
Oh, he doesn't know what to offer. So be careful, man. Just get the last. This is how you're going to guarantee he's not going to daisy chain you. Let's do 5. After the last 5 properties he's bought in cash.
Should I ask the title company or ask him?
Him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then ask for the proof of funds one more time with the name on it?
Yes.
Yeah, just, hey, listen, I'm missing something on here. Your name wasn't on the proof of funds. Listen to his response and just use your ears. And if you hear this tail like this.
How dare you? You don't think I have the money.
It's either going to be that or like you're going to hear a 5-minute explanation.
Okay.
Just understanding it. If it's 5 minutes, it's a lie.
I'll explain this. Hey, if you don't. Okay. Fine. Just give me the last 5 properties you bought in all cash.
Yeah.
And if he can't list that, That's if you ask me for if you partner with me, Zach, what's the last 5 properties you bought in cash? I'll just give it to you. I don't care.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I have nothing to prove. Oh, I don't want you knowing how much money in my bank account. Fine. Here's the last 5 properties I've bought in cash.
But here's the problem. If he's truly wholesaling it,
Yeah.
he's going to do what you did, and he's 50-50 if he's ever going to close.
Yeah.
Like, and
Okay.
that's the challenge. It's like, you don't want to be like 3 weeks down the road, like, crap, this guy's not going to close, and they'll ghost you. They'll just disappear. And then you got to go rectify it with the seller, and then you're stuck. So I'm just,
Okay.
the reason we do the proof of funds thing is when you guys are selling, you have to have complete transparency. Just tell them, go, listen, what are you doing? Tell me exactly what you're doing. I'll tell you if I can do a deal with you. But if they're going to like constantly spin everything,
Yeah.
the minute you sign that paperwork and do that, you are no longer in control. And if they're spinning you from day one, wait till you get to the closing table. It's like, I need extension. I need this. I need to get a hard money loan. My partner didn't come through. I'm sorry. I need to get out. And like,
Okay.
you just don't want the drama, dude. Like, it's a cheap property when I get in and out. You have to do what's best for you, not him. And he's
Okay.
going to try everything to do what's best for him and not you. Understand it's your deal, your terms. Until you fulfill this information, I can't enter into an agreement with you. By the way, I got 3 other people coming by to look at the property.
Ravon, my heart would hurt so bad. You
Yeah.
walk here for 12, you could potentially make 20K, and you get screwed by this one guy.
Yeah, I don't wanna
And
do that.
these are issues that if you went to me live, I could have helped you with.
Yeah.
My heart would hurt. But you came up, you talked to us, right?
Yeah.
And now you're getting some. I want this cash buyer to be legit. I'm not saying he's
I want
wrong. Let's just verify it because we do
Yeah.
not want that sewer water to be in our Coke. Okay. We just want to make sure. Hey, it's like just asking us, hey, is there any sewer water in this Coke you just gave me? The answer should be no.
Yeah.
But some guys are like, well, why are you asking if there's sewer water in the Coke, huh? It's like very, it's very suspicious. Why are you asking me if it's contaminated? Like if a server gives me a drink and I say, is this poisoned? They should obviously say no. They're saying, why are you asking if it's poisoned, huh? That's none of your business. What if the drink's poisoned or not? That's what cash buyers say. That's how it sounds like.
Keep in mind,
Okay.
is the longer his explanations are, usually it's all hot air. So if it comes long, when I get to like proving up my sellers, I want yes or no answers and like solid like info. I don't have time for a story. You spend all your time hearing the drama from the sellers, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the buy, I don't have time for your drama. You're going to do a deal. Like, you don't have to fall, like, not nasty, but like when they start trying to scoot around like little things, I'm hoping it's just an oversight.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, listen to the hey, listen, I noticed your name wasn't on the proof of funds. And like, am I missing? Can you just give that to me? And then if you get a 5-minute explanation, I'm telling you, walk away. It's going to be problematic. You're better off doing a deal with me and Zach. At least you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I trust you guys for sure.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
just
why
give
I
it a
know.
try. I want you to make as much money as possible.
And I want you to go
Yeah.
through the whole deal by yourself. I want you
Yeah.
to. So
I
do
want
that first.
Okay, and quick question here. So I know you said that you had to follow up with the seller, like call them twice a week, but you also said have your title company call them twice a week. So why should the title company call them, and what should they talk about?
Make sure the title, the transaction. Where do I send the money? What's going on? How long have you owned it? Things like that. Let's do once a week with the title company for now because it's kind of new. Hey, this is ABC Title. We're just letting you know we're going to call in the future for some information. We're running the title right now. We're ready to go. Just to let them know that, oh my gosh, this Ravon guy, he's legit.
Yeah.
Like
Legit.
this isn't some weird foo-foo stuff. Like he's got a real title company. These are real people. This is a real place. Like this is real.
And Ravon, the reason we recommend that is because I've had sellers back out of my deals over time. They're like, hey, the title company never called me. I'm like getting concerned.
This seems like a scam.
You're not legit.
Yeah.
And we've learned that the biggest thing you do is they expect a call they should be called within 24 hours of you submitting a contract because it only makes your claim better. Because like, hey, I'm with the title company. Just let you know Ravon's awesome. I'm so glad you're doing business with him. And sellers go like, oh man, I was getting a little nervous.
Yeah.
there.
And Ron, you're a young gun like me, man. Like
Yeah.
you gotta get as much trust. Plus, you're doing this virtually.
Yeah, it's
Other
hard.
things like let's just add that trust. So call the title company, say, hey, make sure did you call the seller? Here's their number. Let me know when to reach out to him. That's it.
Okay. And then should I use the buyer from PropStream or Facebook? Because I know the list you have on PropStream, so I'm kind of I know you made a video about that. So like, Which one do you
I would say
recommend?
PropStream because of the cash sales and the flippers in that area.
Okay, so I just go PropStream and click on cash buyers for Detroit and then call them up.
There's a flippers tab. I like that a little better for that zip
Flipper
code.
tab.
Yeah.
So is it on the filter tab? Like filter and then
Yeah, filters, and then it should say no, not filters, quick list, flippers.
Be in the upper center part of it.
Oh, quick list choice, right? That one?
Flippers.
Yep.
Oh, flippers. Oh, dude, that one.
Those are people that bought property for cash and then sold it on the MLS or just sold it for a bigger profit within like 6 to 12 months.
Okay.
Those are flippers. So that's a good one, man.
All right, flippers. All right, I appreciate all the info you guys have gave me so far. Hopefully this deal could go through, and I'll update you guys next time I come on here and let you guys know what happened.
Awesome,
Okay.
man. One last thing with this, Ravon.
Yeah.
Also do cash buyers on PropStream.
Yeah.
Make sure that the property's estimated value is under 90,000 or at least 80.
Yeah.
And make sure it's at least very low because you're in the low end of Detroit here. I'm just being honest. And so make sure you have buyers that are okay with that. All right.
Because it's in the area code of 48221. I'm not sure if you guys wholesaled there.
Go. Just do that area. All right.
All right.
Find your own buyer. You got this, man.
All right.
got it,
Thank you
man.
so much, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
See you, man.
Thank you.
See that? We saved Ravon from a major situation that could have happened.
Oh, man.
And so this is why you guys got to hop on the one-on-ones. We can help you out. And yeah, so if we didn't get you at the one-on-ones today, remember, Rick's going to be on tomorrow. It's going to be a really fun one. So
yeah,
we're excited. So guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. If you got any value from this video, go to freewholesaling.com below and we'll help you out as soon as possible. See you guys tomorrow. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn.